Welcome to another episode of Bro with a Box. I believe we're on episode 7. My name is Linus. I'm a trans dude. I'm currently living in Seattle. I just want to do a kind of a quick update because I actually haven't had any big changes. All the changes they're having right now are kind of subtle. Um, Hair's still coming in really nice. Uh, the thing is that the hair that's coming in is as fine as the hair on any other part of my body, which means it's like this sort of like sheen of hair. Like I've got this sort of like fine, shiny sheen of hair all over my body. So I think I'm kind of maybe transitioning to some sort of seal man creature. I will let you know. What else is going on? There's seems like there's some body shape changes, and it's really subtle, but uh, pants that were like just that right amount of baggy. You know what I'm talking about? That was like perfectly baggy pants that don't quite fall off. They're super comfy. Those pants have turned into, oh my god, crap, my pants are falling off. Um, Also, I got a pair of pants from Express that from the thrift store, and I was able to fit into them really comfortably. And that's not something that usually has happened because I generally I've got a bit of badunkadunk. There's a little badunkadunk in the trunkadunk. So it seems like there's some really subtle shape changes going on. Topic wise, I wanted to talk about gender dysphoria really quick. Because I think that's a concept that people don't really quite understand as well unless they've experienced it firsthand. Actually, I've invested time in this, so I don't want to forget about it. I've not shaved off my lip fuzz, so I'm going to be getting close. I'm going to add some stroking motions to help augment it. But trust me, it's there. So I'm just going to look like a bit of an idiot, and quite good. Indeed. Mm, mm. So I swear to God, it's there. It actually looks. It makes me look more like a teenager, but not less like a teenager. But it's been growing. That's like a week's worth of growth. So hopefully this will come along better. If you could not see that clearly, then I swear to God, in the future I will have a. No, I won't have a mustache. I'm not allowed to have a mustache, but I will have some nice facial straggles that I can caress and sort of think about very intellectual things. Go, quite good. Yes. Anyway, back to gender dysphoria. I think it's a topic people don't always understand. They don't really quite get unless they've been through it. Because people, use words like, oh, gender, like gender reassignment, transitioning, it's cosmetic surgery. And I feel like if people understood the topic a little bit better, they might be dispositioned to having a slightly different opinion. So when I say gender dysphoria, I'm talking about that sense of wrongness in that, and maybe not wrongness, but that sense of like this. I'm not. It's my body, but there's just not something happening that's right. The gender that my body is expressing, or that my is expected to be expressed culturally, just isn't fitting. And I've heard people, say like, oh, it's like being stuck in the wrong body, or it's like waking up and you've woken up to having sex reassignment surgery in the hospital. Problem with this uh, example for me is that most people don't actually have to worry about that. In fact, I don't think anybody has to worry about that realistically. Who actually has to worry about being kidnapped out of their bed, getting sex reassignment surgery, and waking up? If you do really have to worry about that, come tell me. I will stay at your home and pretend to be you. And then when the penis fairy comes, I will accept whatever he wishes to grant to me and save myself quite a lot of time and money. For me, I think kind of a good description instead is sort of being stuck in drag. When I say drag, I mean being dressed in clothes opposite of the gender you perceive yourself as. So if you perceive yourself as like a male person, it's wearing female clothing. And this isn't a universal way that people feel about drag, but I'm just saying this is if you maybe don't quite get the whole gender dysphoria thing, then this might be a metaphor that can help you understand the situation a little bit better. And it's kind of, I think I like to talk about drag just because I think it's something most people have done. It was done for a play or a Halloween costume or whatever reason, a powder puff game in high school. And it's that sensation when you're wearing those clothing, you're wearing that clothing, and it doesn't feel bad, but it just doesn't really feel quite right. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. It's not bad. You know, I don't like. I don't hate women's clothing. I don't hate walking around being perceived as a woman. It's just not quite right. You know what I'm talking about? And you know, it just starts to get to you after a bit. You want to go back. You want to go and be right. And what I think the thing is that when you got when you've got that sense of in your life, you want to try to fix it. And a cis if you're a cisgendered person, you just pull off the drag, go back to your life. And that gender dysphoria feeling, I think for me, is the fact that you sort of are stuck and you can't get that drag off. You can't take it off. You can't peel it off because it's your body. It's it's adolescence that that puberty that you run through that has changed your body, and that's how your body is. And it's that sensation of sort of wanting to get right, but it's being stuck. So I think that's at least for me. This isn't a universal way to feel about drag. If you don't feel that way about drag, that's totally cool. If you're a cross dresser, if you're gender queer, if you're not adhering to gender binaries, I'm not trying to say that you're doing it wrong. I just think probably you have an easier time understanding the dysphoria, the gender dysphoria, than someone who does not understand it at all. It doesn't really have any way to contextualize it. So if you are a person who doesn't really quite understand that concept, hopefully that's a little bit of context that might help you understand where people are coming from. And I think that's about it. I don't really have anything else to add for the time being. I'll let you know if any sweet, awesome transition news comes up. For the time being, everything is pretty much the same. Got a fine sheen of hair, a little bit more muscle definition, a little bit of shape changing, but for the most part, I will keep you updated. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be in touch soon.